Hello and welcome. My name is OrangeBird, but you can call me OB for short. I stream every day on Twitch, and then I also upload my videos on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you don't mind taking just a second to click the like and subscribe button, that would help me out immensely. And then if you're watching on Twitch, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. So today is a special day. We've got a lot of new cards coming out. I am using other people's YouTube videos to look at them because they haven't yet been compiled. So I'm just super excited to really get into them and start seeing what we can glean about the new character coming out. And then there's also a dually expansion coming as well. So that's super cool. But yeah, we're gonna start with some card reviews, and then we'll play a run of the Bazaar just to tie everything together. So I'm gonna start with these Stell cards that we see in the trailer from her release trailer. Cell's just a week away. Cell's in a week. Wahoo. I'm a big fan of Pun No Fun. He's another Bazaar streamer I really enjoy. Linnea VTuber1, hello, welcome. We're checking out some of the new Bazaar cards. I'm doing good. How are you? Let's see. First, we have a fly cycle. 6-second small item starts at bronze. It says an item starts flying. Good. I'm glad you're doing well. It's good. Flying is a new keyword that's coming out with Stell. A lot of her items have flying mechanics and such, and a lot of things care about being flying. So this first one, fly cycle, gives something else flying, and an item is considered flying when it has the keyword. Slow and freeze durations applied to it are halved. So on its own, in a vacuum, this card seems awful. This card seems so bad. It gives every 6 seconds, it gives something just worse, radiant. It does not seem very good. I don't know, I'm sure this upgrades. It probably loses a second of cooldown at every level. So a diamond, that would be what? 3 seconds? It would be, I think it would still be bad. The stream's going well. We just started. I started a little bit late today. I literally just woke up. That's why I sound like this. But it's going good so far. I'm super excited to get into these new cards. Yeah, Fly Cycle doesn't seem very good unless we get something that cards that absolutely super care about being flying, that like means that the 6 seconds is useful. Yes, I play lots of other games aside from the Bazaar. I'm doing a Clair Obscure Expedition 33 playthrough right now, which unfortunately I won't be doing today. I just don't have the time. But tomorrow I'll be back on that. And then next up we have Oxygen Tank, a medium tool, 4 seconds. Mostly story mode games. Yeah, Clair Obscure is my story mode game. I've played a fair bit of Elden Ring. I never really got into Red Dead. I always wanted to. I played the original Red Dead Redemption 2 on PlayStation 2 when I was a kid. I absolutely loved it, but not not as into the newer one for some reason. I play a lot of roguelikes mostly and card games. I think the customization of my channel is pretty good how it is. I did all the art for my channel, so I'm pretty happy with it. All right, so we have oxygen tank, heal 50 for each vehicle you have, and when this is destroyed, gain 100 regen. Excuse me. So this right here, the when this is destroyed tells me that Stell is gonna do a lot of destroying her own items, which is cool. I'm super into it. It's a neat concept. Right off the bat, I think just a 4-second heal 50 for each vehicle you have, considering she does have small vehicles, it could actually be pretty good as like a day 1, day 2. I think it starts at silver. I think that's why they're showing it to us at silver here. I'm okay. Thank you for the offer. I'm not looking for new art or anything. I do my own art, so I'm happy with what I've got. Thank you though. And then next up we have propeller. Excuse me. An item starts flying. 4 seconds. Medium tool. Your flying items cooldowns are reduced by 10 seconds. So this makes the fly cycle a little bit better. It's like 6 seconds, give something 10% cooldown reduction. Doesn't seem fantastic though. I'm much more interested in playing Propeller on its own without the fly cycle, just because it also gives something flying. Thank you for that. I'll keep it in mind. I appreciate it. Yeah, this one seems interesting. 10% though isn't super great. We've seen similar effects like Gatling gun and Palanquin, where they reduce cooldowns over the course of the fight. I think Sea Shadow had its time in the sun at one point, but that was because of its interaction with like card table and electric eels. So it's not quite the same, I guess. So off the rip, this one doesn't seem as good to me, but it's possible that this upgrades to be like 10, 15, 20%. 20% is a little bit more interesting. Makes me actually curious to play it, but doesn't quite speak to me just yet. And then we can see here, there's a couple of things. So we do get a new merchant that only sells flying items. What is his name? Pinfeather. He's super cute. And then on this board, you can see there's like darts here. 10 damage weapon, starts at bronze. We have whatever this is, some kind of medallion, starts at 10 damage, starts at bronze. Some kind of saw of some sort, 20 damage weapon, probably starts at silver. And then this contraption in the middle. And you also get a new board coming along with a goofy old bird on there. And we also have Arrow, a new merchant that only sells vehicles. You can see in the background here, there's like a Segway, a like architect's slide rule. I'm not sure what this is, some kind of sensor of some sort. Let's try and see if we get any new skills. That looks like reused art from a different skill, but I think it's going to be a specifically stealth skill. So the Segway does get multicast in some way. That's interesting. This dirigible gets shields. There we go. Private Runabout, large vehicle weapon. 7 seconds, deal 200 damage. Item's cooldown is reduced by 1 second for each flying item you have. So this one's kind of like Stell's kinetic cannon. Is that the one I'm thinking of? Let's see. Kinetic cannon. Not really what I'm thinking of. What is the other dually large item? Dually large. Looking for the weapon tag. There we go. Weapon. Not crane. Forklift. It's kind of like a forklift, I guess. What's it called? Railgun. It's kind of like railgun, but for Cell. So this one's interesting, at the very least. At gold, adds 200 damage. So it'll probably go up to 300, or it'll lose a second, or this number will go up. One of the two. It's interesting. It didn't seem super great right off the bat. Then we have Hang Glider. 5 seconds, your small items start flying. When your items stop flying, deal 100 damage. This one's interesting too. We don't know how long flying lasts by default. So it's kind of a toss-up here, if this is any good. Maybe there's something that makes them stop flying that could make it interesting. I don't know. This one's hard to appraise right off the bat. It is interesting though. They're all very interesting. Then Tantius Carrier, 12 seconds, deal 100 damage. When you use a drone, that's a new card type, gains 25 damage. Your other vehicles are drones, and adjacent drones have 1 multicast. So you play this with a bunch of small drones, I guess. Maybe you slot in a vehicle or two to get, to change them into that type. It's kind of like, I guess, Dinosaur Disguise in that way. This one's very interesting. I'm sure you can make some silly boards with this. And then, this is silly, but a new little quality of life thing whenever you're picking which monster to fight. You can see exactly how much XP you get from them. Just off their border, which I love. That's so good. Very, very good. Also got quite a few other new items here. Looks like Spotlight. Got a new skill over here. Some flight jacket. A smaller version of the hang glider, looks like. Some kind of spike that goes on a blimp. I don't know. So we have the Cloud Top Officer. It's a new silver monster you can fight for 3 XP. Cloud Top Admiral. It's a new gold monster for 3 XP, 4 gold. And then this little hovering animation is what you get whenever something is flying. Looks like Stell does have an ammo item. So that's good to know. This thing is getting a lot of damage. I was trying to see how long these items fly for, if any of them stop at any point. So this... It doesn't look like it. It looks like flying goes forever until you stop it, I guess. Ramming balloon. Medium weapon vehicle, 9 seconds. Deal damage equal to your shield. Great. Fantastic. Another Crusher Claw spiky shield thing for Pig to get randomly. I'm so excited for that. And then one shield item starts flying. It's just better spiky shield. Your flying shield items have plus 50 shield. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so I don't see anything that makes them stop flying. I have a new skill vendor for Stell. There goes a ambulance. It stopped right outside my window. Weird. Uncle Odie. I love this guy. Look how happy he is. Oh, here we go. New skills. Thrill of the fight. Your flying items cooldowns are reduced by 10%. It's probably a gold that's either 15 or 20. Oh, there it goes. This is neat. I don't know if 10% is enough. I guess it depends on if they were very aggressive with the cooldowns on these. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. What's this one? First time you die each fight, destroy one of your vehicles and heal to full. Okay, so there's kind of like a self-destroy payoff for the oxygen tank that we saw earlier. When it's destroyed, gain 100 regen. So this goes very well with that. And expert pilot, your vehicles have plus 30% damage and shield. Percent? That's really good. This one seems like an easy pickup pretty much every time, unless you're playing burn, which I don't know what these burn items do. I don't know if burn is a thing that Stell will have. Here's some of the dually items, which we'll get to. Stealing from Mr. Fruit. Unstable grab well. Medium tech. So this is a dually item? Is that right? Well, it's not a dually item that Mr. Fruit has. Unstable grab well. All your items start flying. All of them. Great. Destroy this and an enemy item with no cooldown. That's interesting. Could be very useful. We didn't see the other ones, but they're coming up this one. So we get another. This one is a unique combat that only Stell can get. Diamond. Her sister shows up to get her home. So she has her own skill that you can get. Looks like she's got a lot of drones. I'd imagine these are drones. Yeah, this one as well. And this looks like it is giving items flying. It's hard to tell. There is quite a bit of like lore in this video. And it looks like Mac is also getting some drone stuff, some tech stuff. a new potion there. Looks like a property. Maybe a tool. A dragon. So that's cool. We have a new version of Gatling gun. Still has Gatling gun. Whatever that is. Some kind of map. Drone. A bird. Still just kills them. And then we get to see some skins for. Stealth's kind of thick, though. Goddamn girl. 10 wins, perfect victory. Gatling gun. And whatever these are. Still not sure. This is the cooldown reduction. We don't know what this one is. And those are just weapon skills. So it looks like she's going to be somewhere between Vanessa and Julie, kind of. It looks like she wants to be a little bit more aggressive, but a little bit less aggressive than Vanessa. And the pigeon. Alright, so those are the Stella items that we have access to right now. Now for the dually items. There's quite a few in this little set. First one, small tech chaff when an adjacent item burns. Shield 10. When an enemy would destroy your items, this is destroyed instead. I love the flavor here. It's just like, you know, hit this instead of anything else. So it looks like destroy is going to be a big mechanic for this new set. Right off the bat, this is kind of like Wrist Warrior. Doesn't do a whole lot on its own, but when it does work, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolutely insane. It's inevitable. Anything that says when an adjacent blank does blank, do blank, it's always good. It always fits into something. Next up, we have Hover Tech. Medium Tech. 4-second. One other item starts flying. When you crit with a flying item, it stops flying. And your flying items have 50% crit chance. This is interesting. It's hard to determine if this is any good. I'd imagine this is the number that goes up as it levels up. Probably goes 1, 2, 3. I doubt the 50% goes up. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd have to see the enchants for this to determine if it's any good. This one's tough. Okay. Flying is a binary status items can have. Either it's flying or it's not. One or the other. No durations. Once an item starts flying, it will continue unless another effect makes it stop. So that's okay. That answers your question. While an item is flying, the duration of slows and freezes will be halved. Not ones already on it. Only applies to new effects. A lot of items in Stell's pool care about it. Some of them care about how many items are flying or using items that are flying. Others care about when cards start or stop. There's a police. It's a busy day. What day is it? It's Monday. People freaking out. Okay. So yeah, something is going to care about starting and stopping flying. And this will be a good item to play with that. A new core. A launcher core. Medium core tech. 7 seconds. 2 other items start flying. Charge your flying items 1 second. When you use a friend or a flying item, charge this a second. Oh, man. I like that you can see Armadillo in here. The snail. I guess that's the... Is that Mechamole? Or is that a Boombot? Not a Boombot. Yeah, that's Mechamole, right? Mechmole. Yeah, it's Mechmole. Look at him go. I have no idea how to assess this. It seems kind of bad on the surface, but it's possible that this is just like companion core version 2, because it does care about friends. So like this gives, eventually it gives all of your friends flying, and then it charges your friends a second when it goes off. So like, I don't know. I think it's companion core version 2. I think the flying tag on it is not going to be as relevant, but I'm curious if a flying friend charges this 2 seconds. I think that's what will determine if this is good. I would also like to see the enchants for it. They're probably not great. It's probably like, I don't know, the obsidian one is probably like deal 50 damage or something like that. But if it's going off every quarter second, then who cares? It's going to be good. It's interesting, at the very least. Next up, we have Launchpad. An item starts flying. Pretty simple. It's a medium property tech. It is property. Keep that in mind. When you use a friend or flying item, burn 2. That's interesting. It fits into the dually mechanics of like, when you do this, do this, to do this, to do this, to do this, blah, blah, blah. The Rube Goldberg machine that like dually's all about. I do enjoy that. But it doesn't super speak to me right off the bat. 4 seconds to make an item flying, though, isn't bad compared to all of the other ones we've seen. Levitation pad, 4 seconds. If the item to the left of this is flying, haste it for a second, and the item to the left of this starts flying. I feel like those should be... Well, no, I see why they're not flipped. So, if you're new to the Bazaar, you might not know this. The effects on cards take effect from top to bottom. So the first time this goes off, it'll check, is this flying? If this item, if Mr. Fruit is not flying, it just ignores this. This doesn't do anything. And so it goes to the next one, and it says the item to the left of this starts flying. So Mr. Fruit starts flying. So then the next time this goes off, it says, is Mr. Fruit flying? Yes. Haste him for 1 second. And then it goes to the next one, the item to the left of this starts flying, which he already is, so it didn't do anything. So it's kind of like a light switch. So the first time, you know, the light switch is off, so this one works. And then the second time, the light switch is on, so this one works and this one doesn't. This one seems fine. It's nothing crazy, but it is a 4-second tech item, so that is important to note. It's same thing with this. It's a 4-second tech item, so that's important to note. This eventually becomes a 4-second tech item. 4-second tech item. I feel like some of these numbers are going to get changed, but we'll see. They have had a lot more testing time with this, set than the others, since Season 5 got delayed. So there's a chance that the balance on these cards is a bit closer to what they're looking for. Next we have Party Float. 4-second tech item. Seeing a theme here. Large vehicle. Dooley finally gets some vehicles. A friend starts flying. When you use a flying item, shield 50. Your flying items cooldowns are reduced by 10%. This is kind of like a bad Dualtron. Yeah, like Dualtron, when you use a friend, shield 50. When you use a flying item, shield 50. And this one turns your friends into flying items. I don't know, man. I don't think this one's very good right off the bat, but maybe flying will be more prevalent and important than I think it will be. Also, I'm assuming it starts at gold, which means you cannot find this early on, which means you've already got an established board when you see this in shop. So you're at a point where, like, I have to free up 3 slots on my board and spend 12 gold to put this in. Am I doing that? Me, personally? Probably not. It just doesn't seem like it's gonna fit into a lot of boards. I'm sure there will be runs where this is crazy. I'm not saying it won't, but this doesn't seem anything special to me. Next up we have Propeller Hat. Medium apparel tech. Start of each fight, your cores start flying. When you use a flying item, hasten item for 1 second. Interesting. I do have a question. Is Magma Core a core yet? No. It's still not a core. Why? Like, I don't want it to be flying, because that doesn't do anything, because it can't get slowed or frozen, but, well, it can, but make Magma Core a core, you cowards. Please. Please. This one seems bad to me, honestly. I cannot imagine a board where you would want this, but maybe. Unstable Grav, well, we have seen this. All your items start flying. Destroy this and an enemy item, no cooldown. I think this one will have a lot of slots. I saw a screenshot of a pig board where they got to 10 wins with exactly Diamond Belt, Diamond Caltrops, and the hat from Hattie. That was it. That was all they had on their board. And they won. This would help with that. So it's also another destroy item for dinosaurs. So keep that in mind. And it gives your dinosaurs flying, so that's kind of cool. Radar module. Small tech. When an enemy uses an item, items adjacent to this gain 3% crit. That probably goes 3, 6, 9, 12 as it upgrades. This one's neat. Other than crit core, I don't know what place it really has. I don't know, man. I don't know if this is any good. This doesn't speak to me like the others. Now here we go. Large friend dinosaur weapon. Pterodactyl. I love Terry, man. Look at this guy. He's so cool. 14-second cooldown. This starts or stops flying. When this stops flying, deal 1,000 damage. So just his base damage. When you use a dinosaur or a flying item, charge it 2 seconds. So this goes quite well with... Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, I bit my tongue a little bit. Ow. This goes pretty well with, like, Party Float, Launchpad, Hover Tech. Oh, man. That seems... Yeah. Yeah, Hover Tech. Pterodactyl seems like a good payoff for all of this. He sounds like he's going to be a lot of fun to make work. Uh-oh, looks like I lost internet. Uh-oh. I'll pause the recording for a second so you don't have to deal with that. All right, we are back. Sorry about that. So, Pterodactyl seems like a lot of fun. He's going to be a lot of fun to make work, I think. And yeah, that looks like that's all of the dually cards in Mr. Fruit's release, at least. And then we have some patch notes, which July 21st, that is not the newest ones. Let's see. Oh, you can get the Bazaar on Steam now. Finally, man. And it's out on the 13th. You can get the Bazaar on Steam on the 13th. Oh man, that means you don't have to deal with this bullshit anymore. Which means that you can natively install the Bazaar on a Steam Deck. That's insane. That's crazy, dude. That's wild. It's finally, which means that we're just one step away from getting the Bazaar on mobile so that I can play the Bazaar 24/7 even while I'm pooping. This is fantastic. This is a huge step for the game. I'm so excited. Oh, okay. So we'll actually get into this. Upcoming changes to the Bazaar. I'm sorry, I need some water before I start reading. My sinuses are killing me. All right, hey Bazaarians. We are making a number of foundational changes to the Bazaar. The most prominent change is that we will be shifting from a free-to-play to a premium experience. With this change, it frees us from many of the necessary gotcha. I think it's funny they spelled it like that, but whatever. Mechanics inherent to free-to-play games. We believe it leads to a better overall experience for our players. More details on this below. Gosh, my allergies. We had a front come through and I'm dying. The Bazaar will be available on Steam on August 13th. Hell yeah, brother. Upon purchasing any Bazaar content through Steam, you'll be able to link your Tempo account. Shift to Premium. All players who have created a Tempo account as of 8/8 will be given the heroes Pig, Dooley, and Mac. Cool. Going forward, the base game will include Vanessa, Pig, and Dooley, and will be sold as a set with a launch price of $45. Future heroes will not be sold for gems and will be available for $20. This is a big change. Um, hmm. Excuse me. I don't know how I feel about that. Because one of the things that has gotten me to recommend the Bazaar to so many people is the fact that it was free. The fact that it was free to play, that you could just jump in, start climbing the ladder. That's no longer going to be the case. Um, yeah. So, actually, real quick, while I'm thinking about this, I'm going to send a message. Uh-oh, did I lose internet again? I'm losing internet again. Well, I will pause the recording here as well. Alright, we have reconnected. Sorry for all the interruptions. So one of the things that I've always been excited about the Bazaar is that it's free. This is a big change. $45. It's tough to justify to friends. Yeah. This is sending messages to all of my Bazaar playing friends to check out the patch notes, because this is a big change. So, anyways, we'll move on. I'll get over it. Ranked mode changes. No longer have ranked tickets. You can play ranked as much as you'd like. Any save tickets will be converted to 100 gems each. Rank progress will continue to reset each month, so players can still earn rank rewards. Okay, that's fine. You don't want to get into a game you have to pay for and then grind to be able to play the game. Grind to be able to grind the ranked ladder. That seems silly. So this makes perfect sense, in the context of this. Normal mode changes. Normal mode also awards chess. Okay. This makes perfect sense. Normal mode should feel like an easier place to learn. Okay. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Future expansions. Removing hero expansions from the prize pass. Okay. If you have a hero unlocked, you will have access to the same pool of items as everyone else who has that hero unlocked. Thank God. Thank you. This, this last season, I wanted to stream, the new dually items day one. I wanted to be right up there on the front lines playing dinosaurs. I couldn't, because I have a spending problem. I spend all my gems on the cosmetics. So I didn't have the gems to jump up the prize pass to unlock the new dually expansion. So this is perfect. I love this. We will continue creating new items for each hero, and future items will arrive in the bazaar at the same time for all players. Perfect. Thank you. That's good. Chest rewards at the end of runs have been increased from 246 from 123. So basically everyone gets the premium version of chest rewards. Fantastic. I love that. We will no longer sell or renew subscriptions, which means you don't have to pay for the subscription anymore. I already was, because that was my way of supporting the free-to-play game. Now that it is premium and you have to pay $45, this makes perfect sense. Because you've already spent the money. They've already got the money out of you. So, existing subscriptions will continue until they expire, earning double XP and up to 12 chests per run until they expire. Wow, okay. So, if you're like me and your subscription just renewed, then for the next month, if you get a 10 win, that is actually going to be 12 chests. So that's crazy. Moving forward, gems will not provide any gameplay advantages. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of consistent with this. And, this. So that makes perfect sense to me. Prize Pass is completely free and will no longer offer tier skips. Completely free. Minus the 45 it costs to get into the game. We are replacing our rotating seasonal chest with a chest that has the potential to provide almost all available cosmetics, including all previous ports and albums. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes. I can finally get the albums. I've only gotten the album from this season because they just gave it to me. Oh. No. This is unfortunate. We will no longer have plans to develop a player-to-player marketplace. That's so sad. With this shift, we will soon be removing the ability for accounts to have duplicate cosmetics, providing gems in place based on the tier. At that time, all duplicates will be converted to gems. With sunsetting mint numbers, no, you could have kept that though. And just, oh, that's kind of booty. I loved mint numbers, man. I love opening it and being like, yeah, I opened the 12,422nd copy of, I don't know, the punk rock dually where he's got a mohawk. Like, I don't know, I think that's fun. And additionally, releasing Stell, the ingenious engineer. With the launch of Stell comes new encounters, new enemies, and over 100 new items. Ooh boy. Introduce a new mechanic, flight. Items that are flying gain reduction from zone freeze by half. So big changes. Big changes coming to the Bazaar. Big changes. I'm very I'm very excited for these changes, but I'm also a little bit torn, I guess. Cause like this is rough. 45 bucks, man. And 20 bucks for future heroes. That's 20 bucks every season, every other season, every couple seasons. Which, like, I was spending less than that, I guess, or more than that on the subscription every month. But, like, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see how this shakes out. I'm not entirely sold that it's gonna be a completely positive thing. I'm not entirely sold that it's gonna be a bad thing. So we'll see how that shakes up. I did see a Reddit post. Something about yeah, the early access thing. So this guy, Deviled Eggs on Reddit, says, I bought this game in October as part of the early access founders packs. Adored the gameplay loop, was willing to play the game, pay to play the game early, before it released as the promised free-to-play model. Understand that with their current model, it isn't sustainable, but considering the commitment I provided, I feel that the switch to the paid model with no compensation to founders reduce the purchase. I'm sorry. Let me reread this. I feel that the switch to the paid model with no compensation to founders reduced the purchase to buying a $30 character skin. I want to keep playing, and will probably do so on the old launcher. But knowing that all the time I have put into the game collecting gems for characters won't amount to anything, it's disheartening. Especially when the developers promised there wouldn't be pay gates behind new content. Yeah. And this, yeah. So, like, if I want to play on Steam, I'm gonna have to buy it again. Which, I mean, I'm going to. Because I have a problem. But you shouldn't have to. It's just, yeah. This seems a little bit extreme. Because the first half is, I don't have anything against the monetization ideas. But this is abhorrent and disgusting. They will never get, yeah, that seems a little bit too much. Yeah. Yeah, this is interesting. It's a weird change. Players bought the subscription, so either Bazaar becomes complete, no further updates, or they need to do something else to turn things around. Pretty clear that the promise of one-time payment for all the content forever doesn't work economically, unless there's something actually generating revenue, and skins and subs are not doing it. I feel like this person has a pretty fair perception on this. Yeah, a lot of takes are illegal here. Based on the mint numbers, 170k people that are founders. Imagine how many more people start playing during the free-to-play. Had no means of getting that many Steam keys, so no one gets it for free. This makes perfect sense to me. You know, 170k people bought Founders Edition. And that would mean 170k Steam keys to ship out. That's tough. It's rough. But we're not losing anything. Still get to play the same way you're playing yesterday via the Tempo launcher. This is an important point. The price on Tempo is not changing. Hold on. Unless you have a Tempo account already, you can still play on the old launcher, but it'll cost money if you want it on Steam, or if you are a new player and never had tempo count. Okay, so that's an important thing. I was just typing that stuff to my friend because we were talking about it on the side here. If you already have a tempo account, just use the tempo launcher. You don't have to pay anything. That's it. The game's still free for you. If you're a new player coming in and you've never made a tempo account, you'll have to get it on Steam. And it'll cost $45. Excuse me. That's fine. So you already got your $30. You got to play the game for months ahead of launch, unless you think that wasn't worth any money at all. Is there a lot of bad communication? Yes, I agree. This should have been an announcement made more than a few days ahead of time. Like, it should not have been right before the next patch. So, yeah. Do I think their price is set too high for both the base game and new hero DLC? Yes, I agree. I think base game, $30, which lines up with like the base tier of the Founders Edition. Base game should have been $30. New heroes should be. I think you should be able to buy them for gems, personally. I see why you can't. It makes sense. But $10 maybe for hero DLC. I think $20 is a little bit much. But yeah, whatever. And then continues, also yes. Also yes to the hero DLC. But unless we're losing access to the tempo launcher and must get the Steam version, then charging for the Steam version is fine. Boom, right there. If you're already playing the game, it doesn't matter. It won't affect you, other than, the changes in game. But if you're already playing the game, then you're just playing the game the same way you have been, through the tempo launcher. It's like when you buy a game that's an Epic Store timed exclusive, get it on Epic, and if they later release it on Steam, nobody owes you for a Steam copy. Exactly. This guy, the level head it takes, very, very good. Very good assessment. I very much appreciate this. So I'm gonna be stealing his screenshot this guy's comment, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. And I've been trying to get my friend into the Bazaar for so long. And he's saying like, oh yeah, I did the same thing with Backpack Battles. It's like, yeah, that game is awesome. Now play the Bazaar. Like, it's yeah. Yeah, some of my friends have some very, very aggressive takes. So, I don't know. Again, another person with very, very level-headed, fair perspective on the situation. 100% positive these guys didn't want to change their monetization model. For whatever reasons, the model they chose can't support continued development of the game. So they have a few choices. One, switch models and hope for a better outcome. Two, close up shop, say goodbye, let the game go stale, or effectively die because it is a online game that requires servers and matchmaking. So if the company shuts down and they don't pay to upkeep the servers, then the game dies. You wouldn't be able to play it anymore. It's not malice or ignoring on their part. I'm sure they're all losing sleep over it, and I hope they have jobs in a few weeks from now. But yeah. I mean, it's just like working at like, I don't know. I used to sell insurance a long time ago. I used to sell car and home insurance, and it was a scam. Insurance itself is a scam. That's my opinion on it. But anywho, company I worked for, they change stuff, and the company itself makes these decisions, like switching models and hoping for a better outcome. And I or these developers, have this fear of like, if the company stops making money, they're going to stop paying me, which means I'm not going to have a job, which means I'm going to have to look for a new job. And like, I really don't want to do that because I like working here. And I'm sure it's tough, man. Because like the people making this game are not the people deciding how to monetize it. And that's tough. I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough decision. Yeah, this is an argument I see. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just people arguing at this point. Yeah, this is the biggest change that I'm not super happy with is not being able to buy characters with gems. I have to pay $20. It's rough. Yeah. You'll need to pay $45 in Steam for the game. The premise being you get the three. This, yes. Yes, this, absolutely. Yeah. I am personally willing to download other launchers when it can't be avoided, but prefer to have everything in one client, one clean Steam package when possible. That's me, personally. Like, I have, not to dox myself there, ignore that. You didn't see that. um, I have, Epic client installed and stuff, and I really wish that I didn't need it. But yeah, it's a big change. But nevertheless, I will continue to play. I have no problem shelling out money for more games, for more of the same. So you will continue to hear from me, continue to see the Bazaar from me, because that's just me. That's what I do. I will play the Bazaar. It's what I'm building my platform on. So no fear. Even if you don't buy the game, you can hang out with me and we can play it together. So anyways, that's going to do it here for today. I was planning on playing a run, but this went quite a bit longer than I thought it would, and I still got to get ready for work. So, thank you again for joining me if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you again for joining me if you watch me on Twitch. I appreciate you coming by, and yeah, had a lot of fun looking into the new cards. And less fun looking into the big changes, but still excited to see where everything goes, everything ends up. But that'll do it here for today. As always, my name is OrangeBird, but you can call me Obi for short. I stream the Bazaar, I stream Clear Obscure, various other things every day on Twitch from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. UTC. Obviously, that time goes a little bit longer sometimes. And then I upload these videos on YouTube, record specifically for YouTube. And yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free, give me a like, subscribe, jump over to Twitch sometimes, say hi. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.